Macroinvertebrates of special interest, these are species that Riverwatch marks as being either present or absent from their sampling site. We do not have to count these or measure them or anything like that. So for this program, we mark yes or no if we have native mussels, fingernail clams, Asian clams, zebra mussels, quagga mussels, Chinese mystery snails, or rusty crayfish. All of these are either species of concern, as they may be experiencing environmental impacts, or they are invasive species that we want to track the spread of. Freshwater mussels are the first species of interest for Riverwatch. These are bivalve mollusks, meaning they have two parts of a hinged shell that can be closed by the animal for protection. These shells are typically they're asymmetrical, so if you divide them in half, they are not mirror images of each other, which makes them a mussel instead of a clam. They can have different colors and smoothness or bumps on the outside, and usually a shiny pearly color on the inside. But if we find these at our site, we'll mark yes that we do have these. And if you do find them, please submit some voucher shells to Riverwatch of any good condition dead shells you find. The fingernail clam, we would mark yes or no if we have fingernail clams at our site. They have also called pea clams. They're smooth and pale, kind of like your fingernail, and only up to 15 millimeters in length, so very tiny. Next we have the Asian clam. The Asian clam is an invasive clam from Asia. It has a triangular shape and distinct growth lines raised that you could feel if you drug your fingernail across here. You would feel it catch. And if you can also look at the lateral teeth, and the pseudocardinal teeth actually have these little serrations on them on the inside if you want to look really close. But they get over an inch, so 40 millimeters in length, and they're widespread throughout Illinois. So comparing Asian clams to fingernail clams, Asian clams typically are darker in color, more inflated, so blown up like a balloon, and have these distinct lines that you can drag your fingernails across and it would catch. And then the fingernail clam is more smooth and pale like your fingernail, more compressed or flattened, and the growth lines are not as pronounced. Next we have the zebra mussel. The zebra mussel is an invasive mussel from Europe. It has a distinct D shape, so a flat side here with alternating light and dark bands, known for biofouling, so clogging up artificial structures, even colonizing other mussels. Next we have the quagga mussel, relative of the zebra mussel, also invasive. It's similar shape to the zebra mussel, but the quagga mussel actually has a little bit more of a hook on the beak here. So if you stood them up on this flat side, the quagga mussel would tip over, while the zebra mussel would stand up flat, just like this. Next we have the Chinese mystery snail, an invasive snail, very large box-shaped operculate snail. It's about as wide as it is tall, and up to 2.5 inches, so very large. Chinese mystery snails are typically larger and more box-shaped than the native right-hand operculate snails that we have. So the native snails are usually taller and thinner, and the Chinese mystery snails are more of a box shape. Next we have the rusty crayfish. The rusty crayfish has a rusty patch on the side, as you can see here, very characteristic. It also has orange-tipped claws with a black band beneath them, help you identify the rusty crayfish. It is an aggressive crayfish species that has expanded its range in the